tough, but pretty cool, right? So we've been working on greater progressions upon different movements. Our goal is to always expand your movement qualities over time. So kettlebells are a tool that I've loved for years, back to all the way 2002, take my cert in 2003. But building progression, people sort of got stuck on. So they only use about 5 or 6 exercises. Those are really good 5 or 6 exercises, but we lose progression. What I've been basically doing here is learning for ways to really qualify power development. So basically, clean snatches are all fantastic, but we can compensate in very subtle ways. So what I love about being in what I call a lunge clean, clever name, right, is the fact that when we're down here, we have to force ourselves to drive through the hip. We don't get to leverage through our low back. We don't get to use anything but the right muscles to perform the drill. Add in the fact we now introduce frontal plane stability into the movement, we get something that's a lot closer to walking, running, and more athletic activities. How we progress, it's really key though, okay? You may wonder, like, how is this a clean? Guys, cleans. Hip flexion, hip extension. Hip flexion, hip extension. So again, out of that drop step lunge, we can have a lot of options. So the way we start building it is actually a drill that DVRT master and firefighter captain Jordan Ponder came up with. It was a lap clean. So this gives me some stability, reduces the range of motion, but also teaches me how to accelerate load. So what I'm going to do is take my ultimate sandbag, and I'm creating a lot of tension at the top. What I'm going to do is, as I drop down, I'm trying to keep my lats in place. I come down, so it's almost in my lap. I still have my shoulders back, drive, right on up. So again, I end with that tension. So I don't want to ever let my shoulders run forward. This obviously shortens that range of motion, but teaches me how to decelerate the load. Not only that, but it also teaches me how to then accelerate. If you have that frontal plane instability, you really find yourself wavering all over the place. Now, when we start introducing the bells, the hardest part for a lot of people is not coming up. Most people can come up while it's coming down. Now, using 2 kettlebells I find easier than using 1, because you have the ability to brace on both sides of your body. So, when we're getting the bells in place, I want to actively squeeze them. By actively squeezing them, I feel my lats turn on, I feel more core activation. So I come down, drive on up. All right, now this part, I want to think about driving my back foot into the ground, catching and gripping the bells tightly at once. So you see, my shoulders don't round forward. I'm not leaning into the movement. If I lean into the movement, then I'm trying to use my lumbar spine. Now, the progression could be adding more load, but I can add complexity by just going to 1 bell. Now, the first place I want to add the bell is in the inside. So, start getting that cross pattern. You'll feel when you do that, you almost want to start going forward into that natural gait pattern. Because I don't have the activation of the opposing side, it's a little bit more challenging. I'll show you a remedy for that in a moment. So, again, grip, drop, pause, come up that clean. Catch. Now, you see, that's the harder catch because that oblique can't stabilize me as well on this side because I don't have any force here or I don't have any load. But I get tons of feedback upon where my weaknesses lie. Now, if I'm having trouble there, I have a little solution. So I'm going to rack 1 bell, and it can be a lighter bell, it doesn't have to be very heavy. I'm going to deadlift the other bell up. So now I'm getting a little bit of that load on the opposing side. So now, this is a little easier for me to perform as far as the stability component goes. Now, granted, I have more load, so you can play with the loading parameters a little bit, but fantastic movement. It's a great way to progress yourself into more single leg based movements, split stance, introduce more planes of motion, work on those kinetic chains, and overall build more athletic strength. So I hope you enjoyed this. Check out more stuff we got on our progressive kettlebell movement, and check out dvrtfitness.com right now.